Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hi.
uh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
You okay, buddy?
Need to clear my throat.
Don't die, okay? Good
Okay.
life advice.
So okay, my profile hasn't really changed much.
Yeah, I figured. I just always bring it up anyways. Do you got any new plays at all?
Maybe a couple top 50 plays, but that's about it.
Trying to scroll through to see anything recent. Three days ago, okay. You showed me that one.
There's one recent in 180s. The Zevel.
Oh, where did I miss that? Ah, okay.
And it's 186.
I see. I haven't played that div, but I can imagine what it's like.
Yeah, it's a bunch of streams and
Yep.
a little bit of aim. It's a bit hard to not to fuck up the accuracy.
Yeah, it's fair.
Especially at the ending, I keep like getting hundreds on the like half of the last stream.
Okay.
This is a little bit.
You have
I put that on for the memes.
Okay, I was wondering.
It's my love, dude.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I have a score on that set at all.
Okay, as for my journey, no, I haven't skipped a single day of 1 stars.
Good.
Still going. I'm doing a little bit less now than before.
Okay.
Not doing like 20 minutes, maybe. Now just like, 10 minutes or something.
As long as you feel like it's enough to like get your mind in the right place for the rest of the session, you know?
Yeah, I just noticed that, well, before I would like need to focus, but I now when I play, I can't even focus. I'm like I do it anyway, you know? It's kind of,
Well, yeah, it becomes automatic once you're used to it.
yeah, I'm like,
That's why like
okay,
I'm warming up. I literally play one star because like I did him for a long time and feel like, you know, I know how to get my mind in the right place. I can just like play one, just make sure I'm there, and I'm like, yep, that's good. Okay.
yeah, I'm like, I catch myself like, oh wait, I'm not even like thinking about this, but I'm still looking that I'm like hitting centers and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's perfect. You want it to become automatic. It's just how you play.
Yeah, and it, um, I think it does help for my normal gameplay. Uh, just less noticeably, I guess.
Well, yeah, like anything, you'll probably get diminished returns eventually. Like, it's not going to be huge spikes all the time.
Yeah, even if I don't notice if it helps, I still do it.
Well, yeah, because I think, like, it's something you want to make sure you never fall out of doing, you know? At least just do the minimum to make sure you're always maintaining. It's just like if you're going to play, like, oh, I want to learn hard rock or whatever, right? I'm not telling you to do that, but if you were, like, you don't just only play hard rock. You still play, like, a little bit of Nomad and whatever else to make sure, like, you're not forgetting what you know.
Yesterday I tried out a little bit. It's
Oh, okay.
pretty rough.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend yet.
um, but what recently helped me the most it was the AR8 converts
Okay.
in for the normal gameplay noticeability. I would say.
Yeah, that's
I,
good.
I,
It sounded like you were, like, having a good time with them, too.
yeah, and I can see the jumps way clearer now on normal ERs.
That's good. Yeah, that's usually how it is with that. Like, because I had the same exact thing whenever I did it, even though I did it like way later. Like, never I would go back to playing normal maps after AR8. It was like, oh, now it's so easy to keep up with this because I don't need to like, be careful to make sure I see myself hit every node. Now it's just like normal. Because AR8, you have to be so careful to not skip over things.
Hi D. Right, so I'm not gonna ask about any like aim stuff today.
Okay.
I got
See,
different questions.
I think you've got that stuff
Other
at least
maps
down for now.
Excuse me.
It's fine.
So I wanna just talk about mostly about like rhythm sense and like sliders and like more techy sliders, like not super hard but
Okay.
easier. We've got a perfect map. Just need to figure out how to turn down my OSU.
Alt scroll.
Yes, I got. So for the starters, I'm gonna send you a map soon.
Okay.
Hate that you have to like type in full name, otherwise there's like 500 maps.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be that way. Yeah, Recoria, and C, how's it going? And D.
Like, I would like to learn how to act this better.
Oh, okay. This map's a bit tricky. I remember this one.
I feel like I get most of the sliders, but I still see, judging by my accuracy, I still seem to miss a lot.
Okay. I mean, this is really not too bad for sure.
It is one of my much better scores, a lot of improvement.
Okay. Okay, we'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't really remember my act drops that much. I was also pretty surprised how much I comboed.
Ayaya?
Wait, what?
I said Ayaya.
Oh,
Because this song.
good song. These bursts and streams, I have no problem.
They're doing them pretty well. Just because they're low BPM, a lot of people would have trouble. Okay, just a little over aim there. That's like half your misses of the whole map, though.
Oh yeah. Really hard to follow through those big sliders.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it mostly just looks like you... I mean, like, you're doing decent at kind of focusing on the slider heads a lot, at least, because at the very least it's better if you're starting them right by hitting the heads, but you're just kind of, like, I guess not reacting fast enough to follow them after. You kind of end up sitting on the slider head instead of moving right away.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know. Like my hand doesn't want to like follow the slider and get stuck. Okay. I don't know. I do my best, but sometimes just don't want to move. They're just analyzing.
Whenever you
This is all-
read sliders, do you feel like you like see the whole thing, or do you just kind of like only focus on the slider head?
I usually see the whole shape and still have a hard time following it.
Okay.
Especially if it's like, I don't know, awkward angle, the curvy slider angle,
Right.
I don't know. Then my hand will just get stuck.
I think to be fair, like whenever you see some of these shapes, like the ones that are maybe a little bit more awkward, you don't necessarily need to follow sliders like, you know, perfect. Never they're weird shapes like that. As long as you're like getting just the general movement, like it's fine. Like some of these really wiggly ones, as long as you just like kind of moved through it, you'll be okay, you know. Because you remember, like you only need to actually, you know, be within the slider ball area, which is actually like super generous. If you play on the skin, that actually shows that. You only need to be within that whenever there's slider ticks as well within the slider, which in most cases isn't like the whole thing either. So it's overall going to be really generous.
Yeah, I saw some, I don't know, like videos where they like start at the slider end and like somehow shoot right to the
Right, yeah.
the end of it, even though it's like a huge slider.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's only where slider ticks are placed within the slider that you actually need to even be holding it at all, basically. Because those are essentially like the checks to see if you're still holding the slider, is the slider ticks. So if there's not a slider tick, the game's not going to check if you're still holding it or not, basically.
So don't need to hold.
Well, I mean, I would still hold it, like. But like for the aim, it's just really going to be more generous than you probably realize on a lot of these hard shapes. So if you just kind of see like where the slider head is, you hit it, so you know you started it right. Okay, now where's the end of this slider? And then you can see the shape between, of course, but okay, I'm just gonna kind of like move through the general area of this. I don't need to like get the exact movement like as if it's like a stream. Streams are a little bit different, right? Like you actually need to be a lot more precise on that. You can just kind of, okay, it's like this zigzaggy thing, but it's really small zigzags, so I can kind of just move straight through the middle, you know? Like, you don't actually need to do every little precise movement.
Yeah, that's how I think I mean, do it normally. It's like a simple shape, I will most likely just go straight.
Yeah.
But most of the times, I don't trust these sussy sliders, you know? It's like I don't trust the system.
And also, like, one of the few things I do to kind of see if a slider is going to be, like, really high velocity or something is...
Oh, yeah.
Like, usually if you can see basically like the next pattern that comes up after it, like, really quickly, that usually means it's going to be a very fast slider, right? Because, like, the slider needs to end very fast to get to this next pattern. Compared to, like, if there's just one slider on the screen and you see nothing else, it's probably going to be really slow.
Yeah, I have trouble following if it's high velocity.
That's not like a 100% thing, because sometimes it might not be the case. Like, it might be like, you know, the last slider of the map and it's super quick. But, you know, I think generally that kind of works to see. It can kind of save you from breaking on the really slow sliders as well whenever they come out of nowhere.
So, how do you think I get better at something like this?
Well, I mean, I think you got the right idea of playing maps like this. This looks like it's about the skill level that you need. Or, well, yeah, it's about the skill level of a map that you need to practice them. Maybe some of these other ones also. I'm not sure. These aren't that slider heavy, though. This one's kick sliders. How do you feel about kick sliders?
I just see them as kinda more annoying jumps.
That's fair. That's pretty much how I look at them too. Do you have trouble at all? Like this?
I mean, they are like so rare. I can't really tell. I don't play them much.
Okay. You might want to try this one, see how you do.
Do we have this? I don't know.
I'll send
Do I
it to
have
you.
a score in this?
Yeah, but it's 2019.
Okay. Damn, 2019 gamer.
Hey, Asai and Ben, how's it going? If there's no slider tick, you won't have to hold missing slider ins because it doesn't, or missing slider ins don't remove combo. Yeah, yeah.
Why I don't have this? What the heck? I was thinking that I'm like missing some colorfuls, but
He's looking for good slider maps. Yeah, but they need to be like around this star range ish.
it's like tech map introduction.
Yeah, because he doesn't really play tech maps much, but he wants to get into it a bit, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, even some normal maps have some goofy sliders sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, next I guess is about the rhythm sense. I wanna ask, do you think that a rhythm sense is like same as reading?
I mean, they're definitely connected. I don't know if I'd say they're exactly the same. Like, I think a lot of rhythm sense is like whenever you're playing a song, you can kind of predict what it's going to be, right? Just from listening to the song and kind of knowing how music usually plays out. Like, you can usually tell when the next key eye is about to start or whatever, right? Or you can hear in a song when it's like, oh yeah, I can tell that it's building up here to be like a huge stream or something. Or there's gonna be a big set of 1-2s at the end of this song, because, you know, every other song does that.
So I think I do have trouble if it's not like very linear song. Then
Yeah. I mean, I think that goes for almost everyone. Like, if you're playing, like, how do you spell this band's name? Is that how I spell it? No. I don't know how to spell Polyphia.
I thought you're gonna give the polygon map.
No. Like, if you play maps from, like, this artist, they're all, like, super wacky, hard to read, like, rhythms you don't expect. It's hard to, like, have good rhythm sense on a map like this without, like, knowing the song a bit.
Or how do you spell his name? The Cookster.
Oh, KTG Stir? I just say that, I think.
KTG, yeah. He's
Yeah, his
really
maps can
hard.
be pretty tough.
But I got this more simple map, but it's like still not very linear, I would say. And for some reason, I just can't start on the time, even
Okay.
though the OD is pretty low. And I think I can just read it just fine. And
I mean, I'll just say, though, I think rhythm sense isn't necessarily something you, like, need. Like, it's helpful. But it's also something that not everybody, like, has naturally. You can definitely always learn it, I think, but it's kind of hard to do that purely through OSU, I guess. Like, I feel like if you want to really learn rhythm sense, it might involve some, like, music studying. Not, like, intense, but, you know. Like, I think you just need to get into it a little bit just to learn about, like, song structure generally and stuff like that. And then you can try to apply that more to OSU.
it's a slider break, by the way, not FC.
Oh, okay.
But I don't mind. Just accuracy I care about.
Hello, Caddy. How's it going?
Like there would be some pattern sequence, and then after it, it's just a simple stack of, I don't know, triple or something, and I always just start late or something.
Okay.
I don't know. And I do need to focus on the finger control here a bit because it's on the way lower BPM.
Yeah, like that one burst there, I think you just actually tap too quickly. Like that also you tap too quickly.
Yeah, if anything, like below 150 BPM.
You were doing decent on the colorful one though. I think that's like 130, isn't it, or something?
No, it's 153.
Okay, never mind.
It's like below 150. I have less and less confidence in tapping that. Yeah, like that triple I started super late for some reason. Sometimes I try to correct, like, okay, I will start early, and I just get way early.
Well, I mean, that's good that you're trying to correct it, but yeah, it'll take some like trial and error with that kind of until you start feeling like where that timing needs to be. Like if you want to get used to like the rhythms in this, if it's not linear enough for you, I think it just really comes from experience, a lot of it. Play them a lot and trying to correct it like you said. And trying to listen to the music a lot as well to like really hear the timings and what the rhythms actually are, like what you're really playing to.
Does this sound to you like linear, or how does it sound?
It is kind of, but I can see why you're having trouble with some of the patterns. Like with some of these sliders, it's a little bit like different than standard.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's mainly the sliders that are making you start things at like weird timings and stuff. It's like you might not be really reading when sliders properly end, so that you can start the next thing.
Yeah, even like I usually have trouble when there's a slider and a burst after it in maps. I have a hard time starting the right time because the slider is just annoying me.
Yeah, I mean, I think your slider reading probably does have a lot to do with it with a map like this. So like it would probably help a lot to kind of make sure you see yourself at the end of sliders. Don't like, you can read ahead a bit to know what's coming, but don't read ahead so much that you just totally stop paying attention to what you were in the middle of, you know, in the middle of a slider. And of course, again, along with like just listening to the music, like maybe you can hear in the song what these sliders are mapped to, and then like, oh, okay, whenever I hear that that's done, that's when I can start this next pattern, right? That map did also have a couple like weird space doubles at the end of a slider. Those are pretty tricky, to be fair.
I used to really not like this map, but it's pretty fun now.
That's good.
Before it was terrible. But I can guess even this map is sort of connected to colorful, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think a lot of your trouble reading at something like this is just the sliders. Like, I think if those sliders were all replaced with just standard notes, like, you wouldn't even have many issues. I think you don't really read your like actually ending sliders.
It's hard because it puts more of vomit on the screen. How to say?
Well, yeah, there's a lot on the screen to read.
Because
I mean, you're playing AR8 converts, that could help with that. You could actually try some of these slidery maps on AR8, or I guess this is already 8.5 to be fair, because it's a low star rating, but putting it down a bit might still help.
Like this map?
Maybe, yeah, you could try it on 8 and see how it feels. See if it helps you kind of actually finish them out.
Not that many maps I know like this.
To be honest, I don't feel like I know that many either at this star rating. I feel like 4 stars and stuff usually don't have that much of that. But I think you could probably just find like techie songs that have full sets, and you can probably find a lower.
Amelia.
No, I mean, because like a lot of tech maps are like long, and then there's just one top diff that's like a billion stars, right?
Yeah.
How do you spell this? Wabbit. Let me look at this. I don't know how this diff actually plays out. This is just the one I can think of right now. And there's like 2 sets, I think. I think this might help. It's not like giga sliders, but I think it's enough. And it also, this does have burst under sliders too.
Does look a bit tricky.
Yeah, well, let me get this one. Actually, there's 3 sets.
Damn.
And maybe it could even help you like playing all 3 of these, since it's like the same song, and then you get to see like different mappings of the same rhythms.
But there was such a long DM delay.
This one looks a little bit less weird though. This one's a little more standard, but I mean, I'll still give it to you. Why not?
All maps is good.
Neato. That means this is probably not too aimey, I feel like. This'll work. Except I think I need to like go to a different song because Osu's dumb and I can't send the same song multiple times.
Oh yeah, sometimes have this issue like, oh, I see this big slider and it's sort of slow. It's like medium speed, and then there's like something after it, like could be anything, and I feel like I need to finish the slider, and I finish it, but then I hit the notes late after it, and I feel like, well, I feel like was this 2B moment? Like, I don't know.
Like you just mean like a note that's, you know, right underneath the end of a slider?
No, it doesn't have to be right underneath. It could be anywhere.
Or I guess what I meant more was like in terms of rhythm, like the very next beat.
Yeah, because I feel like it's either I don't finish the slider and I hit the notes after on time, or I finish the slider and then I hit the next pattern lane.
It's actually difficult to time a lot of, but I think that's still kind of the same issue of just like not being able to read when you actually finish sliders. Partly from like you probably don't hear what the sliders are mapped to, maybe, so you don't know in the song like when it's done, and also just like visually you don't really see yourself finish it out perfectly.
I don't think many maps do it, but I'm just really not used to if slider is.
Funnily, sorry, what?
I mean, I'm just not really used to if.
Yeah.
If it's like mapped to slider end click.
Yeah.
But I don't think that many maps do it.
I was just gonna say, funnily, Yomiuri is what I think of that has that.
Ah, yes.
Play Yomiuri to practice it for this one part at the end here. Or even isn't. Is that the slow part?
I can't even pass to the end, dude.
I'll do it. Just play it with no fail just to get to this one part 7.5 minutes in. Like these actually do it. Right there, this one. It's actually not even quite the last beat. I just remember like never I would play this map for a while. I'd like always get a 100 on this note and I'm like, dude.
It is
Yeah.
something what I
Just
talk about, yeah.
Oh, I was on another map. Because I think I actually have quite a few maps I can maybe get you, because a lot of these maps I have in my own reading collection have like full sets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is this? No, don't play it.
If you want, you can like off stream make like a Phantomicious collection and put in the maps for me and
Maybe?
send it over.
Oh, this looks like it would be good for you actually, just because like some of these sliders are already changing velocity right in the beginning. It might be a bit hard though. Don't know how it gets.
You can still send it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's some maps at least for now. Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Okay, for the sometimes on the stream or tapping warm up, I play like Electric Parade or whatever. And do you get that feeling when you feel like your tapping hand is like bouncy?
Yeah, sometimes I like, whenever I'm tapping, my hand's like moving up and down with the rhythm a little bit. That's what you mean?
Sometimes I feel like, hey, I'm not streaming, I'm like bouncing.
Oh
And
wait,
it
oh you
feels
mean going
stupid.
like back and forth? I think that might be like galloping. Like, are you not tapping in a smooth rhythm? Like you're like kind of going like, almost like it's a bunch of repeating doubles, really, but like not constant. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's that because I do get good accuracy, like,
Okay,
but
so it's probably not that then.
but I like can't maintain this bounciness, you know. It
So like
just
it feels
too
like
rare.
it feels like a good thing, but hard
No,
to
no,
do.
it's a rare. Like it doesn't happen often, but
Because you said about like maintaining it. Like you want to maintain that?
oh no, I mean like, and even if I get the accuracy, I can't like consistency maintain like
Oh, okay.
through the map. I mean,
Right.
then it's like it gets a bit wacky to tap. I don't really know what causes that.
I mean, I feel like it's just the lack of like consistent technique in general with that, maybe, or if it's like a little bit too fast for you whenever you're warming up or something. But I'd have to kind of see you doing it, I guess, to see. Like I'd have to look at like the key overlay to see how it looks.
Can I
But,
send you an Electric Parade replay?
Yeah, sure. In general, though, I feel like you want to probably try to make sure you're not doing that. It doesn't sound like it's good.
It only happens on the like practice difficulties with very long
Okay.
streams and stuff.
That
No,
might
it
be
doesn't
like
happen.
that might be just like whenever your technique's starting to like I would say there's kind of two different kinds of stamina, like the amount of stamina you have for just like, you know, until you're tired from tapping too much, or just whenever like you can't maintain your technique properly anymore. So there's like technique stamina. That might be what that is, kind of, especially whenever you're warming up. At least in my experience, that's when it's, you know, at its worst.
Yeah, so far it just happened one day, and I was just really confused. But I send you. I didn't have this problem on display.
Okay.
I feel like I was doing, really good, but then like, started to lose my juice,
Okay. In
and it's
general, like I would put a lot of emphasis on really trying to make sure you're tapping in the same way all the time. Definitely starting out well.
I like to run out of my hand controlage.
I would just call that like technique stamina, probably.
And sometimes with my aim on those curvy streams on the longer, sometimes my aim gets stuck and gets slower on like corners or something.
Okay.
Don't know, even if I fuck up at the start or something, I'm still happy that I can get back into it.
Yeah, that's good.
It's also first FC actually.
Oh, okay.
First AFC.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's low AC, I think it's just due to like, stamina things. Even if it's not necessarily tiring you out, it's still like a kind of stamina. It's not because like you aren't able to AC it decently, because you start off the map pretty well. So even this is like about halfway in, 96% is like not that bad for a stream practice thing, right?
Yeah, and it's also just warm up really.
Yeah. You got some under aiming going on, but maybe that's partly tapping as well for you. I don't know. Like, do you feel like you start messing up your aim because your tapping is struggling, so you're like shifting your focus?
I'm like, I don't remember exactly how I feel.
Because I would say that, like, when it comes to streams, that's a big problem. Like, you kind of need everything to be feeling good to maintain, like, doing well, because if one thing starts lacking, you have to start shifting your focus from the other thing you were just doing well to that thing that's doing badly, and then you start doing badly on that thing you just shifted focus from.
I do get mostly concerned about the aim. I'm like literally sweating my best to aim, and I still fuck up.
I mean, on this, you're not doing too bad. Like, I can tell that you're having trouble reading the stream that, like, really well, because, like, a lot of the curviness, you kind of, like, you'll hit it fine, but you sort of do what I was saying with how you would aim a slider, but you're doing it on the stream. Where, like, if there's, like, a little bit of a zigzagginess or something, it's not in this. You would just, like, be going through the middle rather than, like, actually doing the movement, which you can get away with whenever it's not too spaced, but I think it's a bad habit. Like, I don't know if you really notice it when you're playing that you're doing that. I don't think you're intentionally doing it. I think it's just like you don't read it super clearly throughout, so you're just kind of like doing the movement that you see at least.
Wait, can you explain it again?
Yeah, like never this map has streams that are like the longer ones that get kind of curvy and stuff like that. They're worms, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like actually moving through the center of each circle like you would if you were doing jumps or something, you're kind of like, if it gets curvy, you're sort of going on the edges of some while being in the middle of the rest. Like you kind of like go in a straight line through a lot of it instead of like actually doing the full curves.
Is that why you think I got like a bunch of 50s and stuff?
Yes. It looked like all of your act drop was aim almost, at least majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looked like you'd be tapping well, and then as soon as like your aim falls behind or like you didn't go through the middle of it or whatever, that's when it starts being like all 50s and 100s, even though your tapping looked like it was about the same.
Um,
Like I would definitely say with streams you want to like it's just as important as it is on jumps and stuff. Like you want to be hitting things in the center of the circles. You want to move through all the streams in the center as best as you can.
I guess it my vision also like reading changes if it's like a corner of my screen, like I see it less. Like most of those curves were like at the corners,
Oh,
I
okay.
think. So maybe because of that I'll be under reading them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with streams, it's when it's actually easiest kind of to see things though if in their corners. Like with jumps, it's like, oh my god, it's going so fast. I need to be like hopping between the corners of the screen like constantly. Compared to a stream, it's like, well, you can just kind of follow the stream regardless of where it is, right? So I don't think you should ever like be lazy about it at all when you're reading a stream. You want to be looking right at it.
Yeah, I guess it's just like not a breeze for me.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's easy. It's not at all. But
I mean, it does feel super easy to tap. I'm like, damn, this is so easy, but
I mean, that's good though. Like, I think this is like decent practice, right? Um, maybe this. Do you want to talk about flow aim in general?
uh, you can, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this map.
I don't know if you have this one or not.
Have it, yeah.
Okay. This one on 160 might be all right. It gets kind of hard at the end with like cut streams and stuff, but at the very least, I think the first half might be all right.
I have played it like a few weeks ago. It's really hard to aim.
Okay.
And I mean, especially for Warmo, because it's 9.6 AR. So,
I mean, yeah, you can edit that stuff if you want, but you also don't need to necessarily do it for warm up either. Like if you ever wanted to practice streams later in the session. Because I think
yeah,
for a lot of
this
stream
map,
stuff, like you definitely want to be warmed up to play.
yeah, like I do my best to tap evenly, but I get a whole stream, hundreds, and I'm like, I still don't get it. Am I aiming wrong or?
I would. I'm not gonna tell you that it's never your tapping, because like I'm sure it will be sometimes, but generally speaking, tapping evenly is what you usually do better on, from what I can tell. So
yeah, I'm not like 100% confident in my tapping. Not saying I'm like god finger control person.
in with streams, like you need to be able to kind of learn to shift your focus around how you need. Like you need to be able to split it to an extent, because if you're ever just like fully concentrated on one thing, the other is probably going to be lacking, you know. Like maybe if it's like, you know, maybe if 160 is that easy that you can just totally mindlessly tap it evenly, you can just put full focus into aim. But only if you are that confident in it, right? Otherwise, you might want to at least have something there to like feel like, okay, yeah, I'm tapping it correctly now. Let's put the rest of my focus into aiming.
I also want you to watch the Blendes remix.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't really know why it's hard for me. I can tap it, but I know everything else just, I don't know, feels for some reason hard. I don't know why.
I can probably guess why, but okay, you probably have one for me, right? Replay.
Yeah, I'm looking. The replay folder scuffed.
But this is another decent one to practice for aim then. As long as you're playing the BPM, you can tap. Because that's the number one thing if you're going to practice stream aim. Make sure it's something you can tap fairly easily.
Where the heck is the replay? Oh, it's here. I'm just blind.
Okay.
They have offset, or is it your offset?
Oh, that's mine.
Okay. Might be another slider problem in here.
I was gonna mention that this map is kind of slidery at parts. That's probably not helping.
I feel like my aim was a bit worse than usual on this, but it doesn't matter really.
I think it's definitely looking like it's a lot of the transitions into like it being more space or changing a direction sharply is when you have trouble. Like it almost looks like you don't know how fast you need to go whenever it gets more spaced.
Yeah, there's just so much like a movement going on. Keep dropping all the sliderins on the triples.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is actually a bit tough for practicing stream aim because of all the sliders as well and everything. But I think that's when it gets to be like too spaced for what you can do. Because never the notes like stop touching each other, I guess.
Yeah, because my like reading is like born out from all these triples and doubles constantly going all over the place. I have a hard time like then suddenly space stream following.
Yeah, I would at least say if you're gonna practice stream aim, try to avoid maps that are like actually spaced. Like try to play maps that are just, you know, they have aim, but the notes are touching each other. For now, I think you'd want to get better at that before you worry about the actual spaced ones.
Oh, but I think when it's touching, I mean, already like good enough. I don't know.
I don't agree. Because it looks very inconsistent to me. It's like it looks like a coin flip if you actually aim the streams if they're like barely touching.
Barely touching is hard.
That's what I mean. Focus on that first, right?
I mean like I was meaning more overlap, I guess.
Oh, stacks. Well, yeah, you can do stacks, sure. That's not what I meant. Like that, you don't need to practice aim on that. I meant like don't play space streams that are like the ones in this map that are actually like the notes are separated.
Yeah, it gets really strange when the like note is like barely touching, like almost perfectly put space. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah, but so I always like one thing I tell everybody for flow aim is I tell everyone to focus on new combos a lot. Especially because like I think a lot of times you're messing up whenever there's like a spacing change or something. Because usually every time there's a new combo, that's usually when it changes direction or changes spacing or whatever it is. Usually you can use those as like a sort of mental reset for both your reading and your aim or even your tapping as well. You can almost read these streams as like a bunch of separated bursts, except your tapping just goes continuously.
Oh, like new combo in the middle of the stream.
Yeah, yeah, like every time there's a 1, or, you know, if you don't have numbers, a change of color on your skin.
I feel like that would confuse me more. I feel like, oh, new combo means there's a pause or something.
No, it's not like there's a pause, really. It's just, it's kind of a way to know when there's going to be something different happening. And it's also just like, it allows you to look at a stream and read it in separated pieces, compared to like, oh, there's just this giant stream that like starts off stacked and then it gets a little more space and then it gets really spaced and then I gotta curve around and then it's like, this is overwhelming. Compared to just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna start this stream, it's stacked, oh, there's a new combo, oh, okay, it goes this way now. And you can just like kind of move through it in that way, in like separate pieces. And you just want to focus like mainly on,
what you mean.
You focus mainly on starting each one properly more than anything. Make sure you hit that first note of every single new combo, and that'll keep you from like skipping over it. Cause like, oh, maybe you did this part here where it's, you know, almost stacked, and then you just saw that oh, look, it's gonna get more spaced ahead, and then you kind of like at this 7 or 8, you just jumped straight to the 2 and started going, and you didn't even look at the 1, because that happens a lot too. And if you're reading ahead too much.
Yeah, but it's like another layer of reading, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to keep up with that.
I mean, that's why like I wasn't really even gonna get into flow aim too much yet, because I feel like you're still doing like a lot of reading fundamental stuff, and you're progressing a lot. But this is just stuff to keep in mind, I guess. For now, we can get more into it later.
Right.
It's not like you need to be playing Giga Space streams yet, anyways.
Ooh.
Yeah, generally speaking, though, you never want to read streams. You want to like read it in chunks, because it's not only overwhelming if you read it all as like one thing, but you're gonna end up like, it's gonna be like the same idea as whenever you read a jump section. If you don't read it kind of note by note or in like little pieces, you'll just kind of like, you know, undershoot a bunch of different notes or overshoot them because you didn't really see where they were that well. You just kind of like saw, oh, this is just like a big square, I'm just gonna blah, blah, go into like the big square motion instead of like just actually seeing yourself go through everything.
Okay, so I just have this dumb mentality when I like think of this map. Like, man, this map is so easy, but I'm so trash.
I mean, I get that, but you don't really need to worry about it that much, especially because Blendes isn't necessarily easy. I would not say it's easy. There's a reason why it's a good practice map. It's because it's hard. It can teach you a lot of things.
Yes, because I guess this stupid like the comparison thing. I see my friends do it. I'm like, man, they play it so easily, and I'm dumb.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to other people. It's not worth it at all. There's just like no benefit to that, unless you just like see a value in it for like, oh, I just want to be competitive and it motivates me. That's different, but that doesn't sound like it's the case.
Yeah, it kind of just makes me think what I'm doing wrong.
I mean, all you need to do really, like, you don't need to compare to other people. You can just, like with what you're doing right now with coaching, like, you want to find out what your weaknesses are and figure out how you need to work on them, and you just do that. You just focus on your own weaknesses and improving, and you'll get better. That's all you really need to worry about. Whether you end up catching up to said friend or whatever is not that important, and it's not really in your control either, because you're not in control of how quickly they're going to improve. Like, maybe they'll be 2-digit in a couple years or whatever, I don't know. Like, what are you going to do about that? You can't expect to necessarily be 2-digit in 2 years, right? Very unlikely, like, huge exception. Like, especially if you're going to compare to like me or something on your friend ranking, like, that's not fair. Like, why would you do that?
Damn, dude, only 200?
It's all about just focusing on your own weaknesses and your own strengths as well, and just working on yourself. And that's the quickest way to improve. If you compare to other people, it'll just like
I
demotivate and make you not want to do anything.
recently watched some video, like is Silver or something, where it talked about not focusing too much on the weaknesses.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it was about like hyper focusing. That makes sense too. It's like you want to focus on your weaknesses, but it's more about like giving yourself breaks. Like you want to spend a lot of time working on something and then give yourself a little bit of a rest from it. Like maybe you can do it a little bit if you want, but start focusing on something else a little bit, you know, and then come back to it. Because I think that video is more around like I think he was like, I don't remember what it was. He was working on something. Maybe it was his stream stamina or whatever. And he hyper focused on it so much to the point that it's just like he was only doing that for months and nothing else. And that's when it becomes a problem. Is if it's the only thing that you're doing and then you never give your body a chance or your brain a chance to just recover and come back to it once you've like processed your knowledge. You're just constantly grinding.
I don't even know how would you do that. How you keep playing that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I've done it to an extent as well before it happens. Because like you just want to improve at this thing so badly, so you're like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna commit so hard to this. I'm gonna get so good at this skill that I currently suck at because I want to be good at it. So then you just put all your time into it, even though that ends up backfiring a bit. Not that you won't improve at all, but you'll get huge diminished returns because you don't let yourself recover.
Yeah, and I have like 50 different weaknesses.
Well, that can be seen as a good thing in a way in this sense then. Like, it's like, you know, you can focus on this thing for a couple weeks or whatever, right? And then, okay, I'm going to give that a rest for a week. Let's do this other thing for a week or two or whatever. And then I'll come back to that. Or like, maybe whenever I'm focusing on this new thing, I don't want to forget what I was learning. So I'll still just throw in a little bit of these like ARA converts. That's what I'm taking a break from. I'll just play like 1 or 2 a day and not like focus on it though too much.
Oh yeah, I started playing a little bit less because
you're already doing it.
When I started doing them, I was getting a bit addicted. I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's good if you're having fun with it. But then, you know, just after a while, okay, let's just do this other thing for a bit.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like what's the optimal way of the playtime of different things? Maybe if I play too little, it's not gonna matter. If I play too much, then it's gonna affect something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna depend on the person, how much. But generally, I think you can probably feel when you might be like either maybe you're getting a bit burnt out doing the same thing and you're getting bored of it. That's probably a good sign of like, okay, let's do something else. Or like maybe you've been improving a lot and then you kept doing it for another week or two and it's like, okay, now I'm starting to see myself not really improve that much. Let's just come back to it after a little bit.
Yeah, because it's like also like integrated into my warm-up now. It's kind of weird if I don't do it, you know.
Yeah, I think you can still do it a bit. Like I said, you're already doing it pretty much with, like you said, you're doing them for like 10 minutes. That's gonna be enough that I think it's not gonna make you hyper focus on it.
1 stars, but the converts I play for longer, maybe like 30 minutes or something.
You can cut that down to just playing like 2, 3 maybe, if you really wanted to. I don't even necessarily think you need to yet, probably, but unless you want to start cutting it down, and then whenever you come back to it, you put it back up. You know, you come back to it. Okay, I'm gonna actually play this for 30 minutes now and see how it is, see if I got better or whatever, right? Or get back into it.
I did start with like 1 hour. Now it's just about 30 minutes, maybe less.
So I think you're kind of doing it naturally, anyways. But I think that video is more of a warning.
More sick of it.
Yeah, that video is mostly like a warning of just like, don't literally dedicate all of your sessions for huge extended periods of time to like this one skill, because that will eventually not work.
I guess we could watch like one of a few of my plays on my. You can judge my reading.
Sure, we can do one.
I'm not sure which one to choose.
Also, I think it's still good that you're like, aside from the coaching, you're also looking around at like other people's perspectives too and ideas, because it's good to hear it from others as well. Whether it's going to support what you've already heard from me, or if it's just like a different idea that maybe you didn't understand or whatever. I didn't go over something, or you know.
Yeah, I do like watching some videos and stuff. What others think.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention this I forgot to mention the Queen Bee map. I recently got only now.
Okay.
Just wanted, like, I was like gonna play for warm up. Then when playing for warm up, I was so annoyed at the doubles and triples and sliders. I'm like, God damn it! Because no, I assessed the whole stream perfectly, and then got fucked by the other nonsense.
I mean, to be fair on that map, I actually have a bit of a weird feeling on it sometimes. Like a lot of the bursty parts of it, I always have to like intentionally start them really early. I don't know if that's just a me thing.
I don't know. I think it's a bit hard on my reading because it's AR8
Okay,
for those doubles and triples and sliders.
that's fair.
But when the streams come, yeah, that's my time has come.
Well, I mean, that's good that you can do that.
Yeah, I started to try to listen to the sliders. I'm like, okay, that makes sense now. But it's a bit. I don't know if I want to play this for warm up.
I mean, you don't need to if you don't want to. I think you can probably, if you practice that map enough, you'll do pretty good on it though.
I'm just confused how to warm up my tapping.
Like,
Yeah,
you feel like the electric parade and stuff doesn't like do a good job.
I think it's good. I just don't know if it like one map is good enough or not.
I mean, you can play a few for sure, or you can even play the same map a few times if you really want. I do that. I do that more often than anything, because at least for me personally, like if I switch between maps too much, it makes it more difficult to warm up, because it'll be like, whether it's varying BPMs or just like the general feel of the map is different, so the tapping feels different, so it's harder to like warm up properly for me. Like I try to play the same map a couple times, because then I can like get my technique feeling more correct, because I'm doing the same thing again, like compared to having to like kind of adjust. But that's a personal thing, so
I guess we can watch this one.
I do not have the beat map. Oh.
What?
What map is it?
It's a convert.
Oh. Yeah, I need a... Oh, wait. What song is it?
Everyday World.
Okay, I mean, I definitely have it then. I don't know if it's a full one, but like... Maybe it doesn't work as that. Like, it doesn't let me open the replay. I think you'd have to actually, like... You'd have to send me the unsubmitted map edit that you have, and then send me the replay of that. Because I need to actually like download your separate diff, even if it's like the same as what I have.
Probably do that. Because it's not submitted, it don't work.
Well, you have to like, hold on. You have to go into editor, that's right. Editor, and then go to file, then there's export package.
Export package.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, and then you can just like drag that into Discord.
Yeah, for these converts, hardest thing is gonna be like the getting the accuracy down.
That is fair.
I keep getting better at them, getting higher and higher ac. I feel like it's gonna be pretty hard to push to like 99.
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to get it to 99 to be fair. I don't even really do that either. Like, usually if there's a... Oh, well, I'm doing OD10, I guess, is the difference, but, like, still. If I'm good enough at an AR8 thing to FC it, I'm normally getting more like a 98 or 97. And I think that's honestly fine. Like, if you can AC OD9 on AR8 to the point of getting 97%, that's, like, more than good enough to get 99% on an AR9 OD9, I would say.
And there are a few maps that I can almost do 97.
Yeah, that's really good. Also, this isn't working.
Not-
So I would have to like watch you playing to see.
I guess I can stream it.
Yeah, share your screen.
Wait. Uh, where did my local replay go? What the fuck? What? Watch it. It just disappeared. Wait, I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Be right back.
Oh my god, hi chat. Yeah, I haven't watched that many of Silver's videos. I saw a couple. No hand cam today? Well, there will be. I just don't have a point for a hand cam when we're doing coaching. Oh my god, hand cam! Oh no. Doesn't have that many videos though, yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I think other map would be better. Yeah, okay, I just need to figure out streaming. Share my screen. Oh yeah, that's the switching trick you said.
Oh yeah, like snapping your mouse over.
Okay. Okay, got it. Frame rate resolution. What do I choose here?
You can, whatever you can do. 60 FPS is good if you can handle it, but I don't know.
Oh, I don't have nitro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's only nitro. Okay, go live. Wait. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. You can watch this one. Oh, yeah, I need my up my sound.
I was about to say I can't hear it. Oh.
It's a good volume.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was a bit a troll. Was it lag?
It's not that laggy, it's just not like super smooth, but it's fine.
I guess it was like 30 FPS.
Yeah, maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure. It's good enough. We're only looking at one map anyways.
I'm so happy that I can like read those jumps on the air raid.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. It feels like you're learning how to play the ARA edits like pretty quickly.
It was pretty weird because I did this play after I completely couldn't play one map, and it was only like 5 ppm higher, and I just couldn't do the jumps at all. Like my brain couldn't even like finish jump.
Okay.
And then I went to this. I'm like, boom! I can see everything. So weird.
That's a good feeling to have because you don't want to be trying to replicate that as much as you can. I think it's important to have those maps that like you really understand the feeling of how to play well, so you can kind of know how other maps should feel too, you know? Like that's how I also, like, whenever I'm practicing hard rock and stuff, like I try to find those maps that feel really comfortable, at least more so than others. And those are the ones I practice the most actually, on that anyways, for AR. Because it gets me to understand the feeling of AR10 better. And I can try to play other maps in the same way. Not that I'm not going to play any maps that make me struggle, of course, but that just getting that feeling is important.
And maps like this, burst and streams are way more tougher to hack, of course.
Like first misread there.
It's slow part.
Yeah, I gotta listen to the song a little closer there.
You think it's something that should maybe try playing on like AR7 or something?
You could do that on this map, yeah, since it's more comfortable. Maybe, like, if you try 7 and it's like, whoa, this is, like, really hard, you can do 7.5 as well. I used to do that, only going by 0.5.
Right, you can do that. The increments.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's well worth doing that on any maps like this that you feel like extra comfy on these edits. Lower it more so that it challenges you a little bit at least. Or even, I used to put hidden on pretty often. I know you don't really play hidden though, so I wouldn't necessarily tell you to do that, but perhaps in the future if you get better at playing hidden a bit and then you're still playing these edits, like, oh, maybe I can just put hidden on some of these.
Yeah, hidden feels like just another skill to learn.
Yeah. But yeah, that was good though.
And there are a couple, and we don't have to watch, but just show a couple scores that I struggle a lot for some reason. There are a couple maps. Oh, I made a Hitori Goto edit.
Nice.
Lower div though.
You should try playing hidden. I mean, if you wanted to ever try hidden, that's fine. You can if you want.
Yeah, like this map, oof, I struggle so much.
Oh, okay.
It's like a lot of bursts and streams.
That one's a little more awkward. That one also has like a big slowdown section too.
I guess we can watch the like first minute of it, because like half of the map is like, and it's already over.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean.
Okay, so do you have trouble with quads in general, or is that just because of AR8 you're having trouble reading it?
I do have over 99 FC on this.
Oh, okay.
On no mode, I mean.
Yeah, so it's just the AR8.
And OD, of course. This section is pretty hard.
Yeah, that's all the burst ping on your sliders that you mentioned before. Spinner 100 foggies.
Still somehow managed to recover to beat it, no? I get like almost like tilted that I play so bad, you know. I'm like, they shouldn't be so hard vibes.
Well, I mean, it's not that easy. This is not a bad one to practice though, probably, for like doing those bursts under sliders and all that. Just actually getting practice to time them correctly.
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
Yeah, we get it. Time has come.
Yeah,
Go sad
so
leave. Alright, record ya. See you later.
that's how my reading goes.
Yeah, I think you're doing well.
Oh yeah, I wanted to cough apparently. I wanted to ask, what do you classify a map like this? Is it reading or what is it? Where is it? Like, do you know what this map looks like?
Not really.
You do have a really old score on it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, just last replay, okay?
Sure. Hinanamoose.
To me, it feels like a reading map, but I don't know. Do I call it just a jump map or? Also, I really want to see this.
Okay. I mean, I'll say immediately though that for reading, like, it's kind of subjective if a map is a reading map. It just depends on what you can read, you know?
I just feel like this is like not a conventional like farm map, you know.
It's not, I can already tell you that, but it looks more like awkward angled jump map in general. I think they usually call them anti-jumps. Whenever they're like really awkward angles that aren't so natural or flowy. Like this is not a normal farm map really. Like you could call this a reading map if it's difficult for you to read jumps like that properly.
It just feels so cool to play and hit the jumps.
Yeah, I mean they're not like normal jumps. Thanks for the phone.
And it's like AR9 200 BPM.
Yeah, that's part of it too for sure. The density.
I don't know why, but like AR9 200 BPM is like one of my niche things I like in this game.
Okay. You like the slightly extra dense maps?
Yeah, just I don't know, kind of feel fun to play.
I mean, you do pretty decent, it looks like.
Yeah, but I was pretty surprised. I think my AR8 convert reading helped a lot with this.
Yeah, I would imagine for sure. Because these are the kinds of maps that are easy to like skip over notes and stuff.
Yeah, I want to FC this map, but I feel like there's so much like space for mistake. It's hard to not fuck up something up.
I think you could do it, but it'll just take some more consistency. Hey guys, gotta see my demon grip when I'm done here. This is the last replay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could call this kind of a reading map in a way. Some density reading with awkward angles.
It just reminded me of the anti-jump term.
Yeah.
Also, banger, yes, banger.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Sunwraith.
Of course, of course.
Mr. Couch. Couch.
Couch, okay.
I always like I'll double check if I wrote couch or coach.
Oh. Yeah, hopefully everything makes sense, right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking what's the main takeaway here.
Well, I guess the start of it was like about tech maps and stuff, so I mean, I sent you some of those maps as well that you can try to play, like stick to the, you know, high 4-star, low 5-star range for those and try to, I guess it's kind of, it interferes a bit with how we talked about stream aim, but whenever you're aiming a lot of the sliders, you don't really need to like do the, you know, shapes perfectly, precisely, because it's not really how sliders work. So there's that, and a lot of stuff I can put in notes too, because I'm gonna write those for you later, so you don't have to remember all of it right now.
I feel like it would be hard to put myself in mentality to like skip the shape, you know? It's like
it's a little weird.
Like skipping a rule almost.
Yeah, I mean, you don't always have to do it that way, but it's just kind of like, you just need to have the idea that if it's a super wacky shape, like you don't need to do it perfectly, you know? You can take a little bit of a shortcut on that kind of thing, even though like everything else I tell you to not take shortcuts, so it's a little bit, it interferes there, but
I kind of weird how much my reading is improving, but I still have like these slider problems.
well, sliders are a bit of a different thing, I guess, right?
I guess so. But yeah, so
I guess we talked
I'll
about rhythm
see you
sense
then,
too.
right? Rhythm sense.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to actually like, I don't know, try to learn a bit about song structure in general, but that stuff can maybe help with that.
There was one 3-star. I couldn't act for the life of me. Like, what is this rhythm? How do we play this?
Sometimes going in the editor as well can help a lot with that. If you really don't understand it, just you slow it down in the editor and hear exactly what in the song each note is mapped to, you know?
Sometimes I do that. I'm like, I don't agree.
I don't agree. Sometimes I don't either. There are some stream maps that I swear to God those streams are not mapped to anything, but some people disagree with me, so I don't know.
I feel like I just don't play those maps.
Oh yeah, D pointed out just now your profile. You still have tablet listed.
Well, you know, my rank is still represented by my tablet.
I guess that's fair,
but,
but you know.
but yeah, I just forgot to change it. I will make my profile more fancy one day.
Mm-hmm.
So favorite maps.
Don't die.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I will update it one day. Okay. Bye, Sunray. Bye, chat. See you in the there.
In there, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll see you later. Thanks for doing this.
Also, cock.
Yes. Dang, he just left the call after he said cock. That was just right out.